who has participating in this webinar. This is the first webinar by DelfinGroup on Mintos, and we are thankful for Mintos for having the opportunity to meet our investors over the platform. And we are representatives of DelfinGroup, me, Kristaps Bergmanis, board member of the management board, and also Didzis Admidins, chairman of the management board. And so I will pass to Didzis, who will continue his presentation.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Kristaps, for introduction, and thank you, Mintos, for this opportunity. So I will tell you about our company, what we are doing, about our products, and then later Kristaps will give some financial information about first half year, and about our plans about IPO. So, taking into account that this is the first time we are on Mintos in such kind of webinar, I will tell you a little bit about our company. So we are on consumer finance business, and our main products are consumer loans, pawn loans, and post loans, or buy now, pay later financing product. And on the other hand, our service is sale of pre-owned goods. So we are selling and buying pre-owned goods. The company is established in 2009, and in terms of revenue, we are second largest non-bank lender in Latvia. Altogether, we have more than 250 employees, and the main brands how our customers and also how our investors, Mintos, know us, is Banknote and Visa. So next slide, please. So now I will tell you what our both brands do. First of all, Banknote, and from Banknote, our clients could get all our current service. And as I mentioned, they are pawn loans, and the pawn loan is a loan against collateral. And in that market sector in Latvia, we are the leading company. Then there is consumer loans, and the clients are available to get consumer loan in offline or online, and offline it's in every of our branches. And then there is sale of pre-owned goods, and we are selling the items, and we have three main sources of these items. First of all, it's from pawn loans segment, and that's from pawn loans when clients didn't fulfill their obligations to pay back a loan. And then there is a source when we buy these items directly from our clients, and then we are buying those items from third parties, for example, from internet shops. And also we have our workshop, and sometimes we are repairing these items. And by doing that, by buying these items and sometimes repairing them, we are extending the life cycle of these items. And by doing that, we are part of a circular economy. And the fourth, our service for Banknote is post loan, or buy now, pay later product. And now, at the moment, we are focusing on financing the purchase in our branches. And our second most well-known brand, Visa. Visa is a fully online consumer lender, and its service is consumer installment loan. And also about our branch network, we have a wide branch network. Altogether, we have 93 branches, more than 40 in Riga, and actually, we have a branch in every town or city where is more than 5,000 inhabitants. And in some smaller towns, we are the only place where clients could get financial services or buy electronic devices or other items, for example, jewelry. And we have a lot of clients which are using only offline channels, and many of our clients are using only online channels. But also we have a big part of clients which are using both of them, and we see very good synergy there, and that is one of our competitive advantages. And we are continuing to develop our branch network. So next slide, please. So there you see the timeline of our development from 2009, when we opened our first pawn shop, till nowadays. But here I want to stress out 2010. At the beginning, we have very rapid growth, and at the end of 2010, we already had 50 branches. 2014, when we start to list our bonds on Nasdaq Riga, and 2016, when we start when we joined Mintos P2P marketplace, and yes, and this year when we announced our plans about IPO. Talking about our capital structure, we have three main capital sources, of course, our equity and bonds and Mintos. All together, we have had 6 successful bond issues. 2 of them is already repaid, and the last bond issue was on July this year. We issued bond of 5 million euro, and it was oversubscribed 1.85 times. And also we are working with Mintos as our financing partner, and Mintos is our strategic partner in finance our capital needs. So next slide, please.
Okay. Here will be some information about our participation on the Mintos and what our total volumes over the Mintos and how we have engaged with Mintos, and also there is a possibility to see what the interest rates have fluctuated over the period. Yes, this is a marketplace, and as we see the bonds, when we see fixed interest rates, the marketplace is there. There is a demand and supply, and our total borrowing through Mintos has been at around 18 million to 11 million, and recently we see that the interest rates are growing, and we are thankful for investors who trust us, and this correlates also with the interest rates going down as our bond rates decreases, and we think that we are doing great, and this has been welcomed by the investors, and we are looking forward to work with the Mintos. Here, one component of Mintos loans supplied to the Mintos platform is issuance, and this particular slide depicts how we worked during period of COVID, and on the first wave year before, we had a decrease in issuance. We took precautions, and this shows in the issuance volumes. And now in the second wave, we see that they are not as not so cautious approach needed, as we are familiar with this, and we know how to deal in this particular situation. And the issuance, particularly for consumer loans, increases, and the trend is upward. And for the pawn loans, the trend is also upward, but still, as pawn loans are issued on physical locations, then we see that those particular loan volumes are a bit smaller, as there is only one customer who can at the same time be in our branch. Having a look at the consumer loans as such, we see that during the period we have increased in our portfolio consumer. On year-on-year basis, it's for 50%, and it's good, and it's also taking into account that the COVID restrictions have been there. And also, which is good, that non-performing loan ratio are also on the stable level, and it's even decreasing. So we feel strong about consumer loans for the upcoming months and for our business. For the pawn loans, as already mentioned, there is more impact from the restriction wise, but also all the levels are stable level for the loan size, and portfolio also in second quarter has increased. For the selected financials, so we are in terms of loan issuance. Here we could stress that, point out that there have been a 39% increase for second quarter year on year. So this I've already covered previously, and also profit-wise and revenue-wise, we are also stable, and we have despite all the COVID issues with COVID, we have performed well, and we have maintained our profitability and increased also all cumulative revenues. Here is financial ratios which we are following, which also are stable, and here we can point out already mentioned thing about cost of interest-bearing liabilities. They are decreasing, and this one is of a particular interest of us as we go further and growing our business. This year we also published our financial targets for the upcoming periods up to 2024, and we see that we will increase our net loan portfolio to 70 million, and this is in line as we are also by now increasing our market share further, larger than our competition itself in the market. So we are growing faster. And also profit-wise, we expect to be at 12.9 million euros. As well, we have published this year our dividend policy. So we are paying dividends to the shareholders, and this has been done already for years and on the regular basis. And our dividend policy states that we will have up to 50% from quarterly profits, and also in addition, after annual reports are published, also annual dividends. And in total, there is up to from 50 to up dividends in total for the year. And then is more a question about the IPO itself. So this will gonna have impact, as all the targets which we have published also incorporate assumption of having successful IPO, and we are of plans to raise 10 to 15 million euros. And this will have direct impact as IPO is a way how we are strategically growing. We will have stronger equity. We will have a direct impact on the cost of financing, as we will use these proceeds, and IPO. During the IPO, no one of shareholders will exit, and so this will gonna increase our profits, dividends, and so as well shareholder value. And here is about the usage of slide about usage of our proceeds. So our main target is to decrease the cost of financing, and here particularly we can see our bond financing of 14%, which is really large one in nowadays terms. And here also we can say that Mintos platform and financing through Mintos is a very competitive one, and so we gonna use most of proceeds to pay back bond financing. And as well, the last slide, just to tell more about our IPO. And so this is really close, all the effects, what I told about, it's coming right now. And the subscription period is from 28th of September till 11th of November this year. The prospectus is already approved by Financial and Capital Market Commission, and also there is a plan to list our bonds, our shares on Nasdaq Baltic main list, and we are about to be fourth company which is on this main list. This is a top list which is available here on the Baltics. And as well, here to mention that this offer will be available for Baltic retail investors and also selected institutional investors from European Economic Area. And if there is some more information which someone will be interested, so there is a DelfinGroup webpage, and there is prospectus and all the questions and answers section. So this is possibility to also consider investing with us. And yes, so this is the end of the presentation, and we will go to the questions and answer session. And in total, so we are planning to have about 20 minutes to cover questions here, which were sent in on the Slido. And so Didzis will take and start with the first one.
Starting with questions, and the first question is when will commence the announced IPO and how the proceeds will be used? Okay, I will cover this one. Yes, as Kristaps mentioned, the IPO will start next week, 28th of September. And about proceeds, as we said, the first our plans is to repay the most expensive debt, and that's mainly the bond debt, which is at the rate of 14 at the moment. And by doing that, we will decrease the cost of financing. And after doing this bond repay, we will decrease the cost of financing by about 1.8 million euro, and that will increase our profit by exact number. And that's from the other one side, and from the other side, being on the stock market, being on the regulated, that will increase the trust to our company, and that will allow us to attract the new bonds for even more attractive interest rate, and then that will allow us to develop our products, develop our company, and grow in terms of market share and in terms of credit portfolio. Okay, thank you. The next question is how DelfinGroup is related to Express Credit, the company which currently offers investing loans on Mintos. Yes, what does it mean? Our previous name was Express Credit, and what does it mean? Express Credit means something like fast credit or something like that. And last year we changed our company name to DelfinGroup because Express Credit was not something what we are doing, because we are focusing on responsible lending, and the company Express Credit, which now is in Mintos, is not anyway linked to our company, and that's, I would say, just a generic brand name of the company. So the next, what is Jānis Jānis Pizic, ex-Finko CEO and current Delfin board member, has to say about last company's Finko blowout? Okay, about Jānis Pizic, actually, I don't have mandate to comment about his previous professional background, but yes, Jānis Pizic is on DelfinGroup supervisory board, and our supervisory board consists of 5 members, and according to good corporate governance principles, 3 of 5 our supervisory board members are independent ones. And we have very good experience of banking, fintech, audit, and retail across supervisory board. And we trust that that will increase the value of the company and the trust of investors. So I think I will cover this one. The next question here is, will current shareholders exit from business in any sense? There will be an IPO. Yes, that's a very good and understandable question. No one of existing shareholders are during exit, during IPO, and all the proceeds from IPO will be used as I mentioned previously, and as Kristaps mentioned that. So maybe you can go to next. Can we expect DelfinGroup decrease loan amount on Mintos in the future? Maybe Kristaps can cover this one.
Yes, as we mentioned that Mintos is our partner, so we do not expect to have really huge decreases. Of course, we are cautious about the interest borrowing rate, and so there is a market, there is competition also from the bond perspective. But as I see that, what also we showed in the presentation, that currently Mintos rates are really competitive ones, and we see that we will gonna use it, and this is even taking into account our targets for the growth. So Mintos certainly there will be provided loans for investors.
DelfinGroup current equity valuation according to IPO prospectus is 60 million euro pre-IPO and 72 million after IPO. How it was calculated? Kristaps, maybe cover this.
So during our IPO process, we are engaged with LHV Bank, and they are our partners, so they are consultants with a good successful record of helping companies to go public. And currently, if you are looking that, we see that particular price and IPO evaluation is also takes into account IPO discount, which is usually a component of the IPO. And if we look at our targets, so we think that company is fairly priced, taking into account upside for the investors in the long term. And also, if we look at the price earnings ratio and taking the targets of 2022, so this will be below 10 times, which is relatively low for compared companies in the Baltic and other countries. And we see that the valuation is worse, and it's worth considering for investors.
So the next question is why DelfinGroup is operating only in Latvia? So I will cover this one. We receive this question quite often from investors. Yes, we are operating only in Latvia, and if we are looking on our main sectors where we are working, those are consumer loan and pawn loan segment. And on consumer loans, we see that our market share at the moment is about 10%, and we see that we can increase it in the future, and we see that market itself will increase. And at the moment, consumer loan credit portfolio for the industry is quite small comparing to GDP, and that's one of the reasons why it will grow. And our projection is that it will grow for about 8% a year, and the market itself will grow, and also we will increase our market share. And our projection for 2024 is that our market share will be about 17%. If we look at pawn loan segment, then there our market share at the moment are already significant and about 40%, and we are the leading company in Latvia. And our projection is that that market segment will not grow as fast as consumer loan sector, but it will grow in the rate of inflation of about 2-3% a year. And in that market sector, our projections is that also we will increase our market share by successfully competing with our competitors, and also by making acquisitions. For example, in August this year, we made the acquisition for one of our competitors, Mode Capitals, which was the first biggest company in the pawn loan sector in Latvia. So to summarize, we see that we have still plenty of work in Latvia, and we see that it is a competitive market, and we can increase our market share and to be very profitable here. So the next question is why Igor Skessenfeld is not participating in the webinar. It's an interesting question. Maybe he is participating as a viewer of the webinar, I don't know. But we as management board members are representatives of company, and the supervisory board is overseeing our activities. And being such company with strong focus on good corporate governance, it just would not be correct that one of the shareholders will be participating in such kind of webinar. So I will go to the next question. Do you plan to start operations outside Latvia? Maybe some acquisitions. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, we see that we still have plenty of work in Latvia, and at the moment our strategy is to develop in Latvia, and at the moment we are not planning activities outside Latvia. So next question, have you thought of becoming a bank in the future? Banks have funding at 0% and you have 10 to 14. And that's obviously a big disadvantage.
So for this question, our targets do not include such an option of becoming a bank. And currently we have current tools which we are using, which we see that we can be in control and predict. And so currently there is no thought about becoming a bank. And this is how we are going on, and what is in our strategy up to 2024.
The next is, what is expected annual return dividends and growth. Maybe Kristaps.
Yeah. So this expected annual return, of course, in market-wise. So I think this will be the market which will depict what they return are expecting and how they evaluate the company, as we can more tell about our plans, our targets, which we have already shown about our growth as a portfolio and of our profitability, also about our dividends. But then there is up to the market how they will price the company, and we believe that we are a good company. We are stable. We have dividends. We have profits, and we have further targets for our growth.
Okay. Next question: how COVID-19 has affected your operations, and what do you expect for the winter period? I will cover this one. Yes, COVID is affected us, and is still affecting us because, for example, 77 of 93 our branches are working under the situation that only one client could be at the same time in the branch, and that adds some difficulties. But from the other side, we see that at the previous year and this year, our online channels are growing, and the part of online transactions is growing, and we are issuing more loans online, and also we are selling more items via our online shop, and somehow COVID-19 have made us stronger in these digital channels. So you have almost 100 branch network, but in the age of digitalization, it's really an asset. Is it really an asset or more like a liability? Yes, that's quite understandable question, and yes, we have a wide branch network of 93 branches across Latvia, and as I mentioned earlier, we have a significant part of our customers which are using only offline channels, and also a very significant part of our clients which are using both online and offline channels. And we see that for us that work very good because we have this synergy of online and offline channels, and also from some of our service, for example, for pawn loan, it is available to finish to sign loan agreement only in the branch, but still clients can fill applications online, and we see that wide branch network where we are offering all our products with also online offering is a good competitive advantage for us. Thank you. Okay, next part of IPO story is to increase equity ratio and be able to get cheaper funding. What funding rates you think are feasible to achieve after IPO? Kristaps, maybe.
So in short term, we're looking, then it's already in our targets. So we are targeting 8%, and we see that it's feasible as our equity will increase even more than twofold. And this corresponds to the lower risk for all those who are lending us the money. And I think that also current Mintos rates also depicts that this is the rate which we will strive, and even go further, as there are also certain banks who attract money at 5.5%. So this is our target for in the short term. It's 8%, and it's on our targets.
Thank you. What are the future plans, for instance, in regards of expansion, Mintos risk score to 10, or etc.? Kristaps, maybe you can cover about the risk score.
So about future plans, yes, we believe that our company will be much less riskier. Our supervisory board, which joined us, will cover all the matters, and we will have more heads to monitor our company. And in terms of risk score for 10, I think there are certain things which could be done to go closer to the 10, but this is also about is about feasibility, and I believe that the risk score 10 would be comparable to the like government bonds, and still we are in the business, and I think we will strive for the 10, but at what time we will achieve it, it's a question.
And the last question is, how did DelfinGroup experience the COVID situation, and how did it affect the company structure and plans? Yes, I think I already covered this one, but yes, as I said, COVID is still affecting us, but in other hand, it is making us stronger, and I believe that after the lifting of the COVID restrictions, we will be much better company and stronger company, especially in online channels. Okay, I think we covered all the questions, and thank you, Mintos, for this opportunity. Thank you, the audience, for questions and for viewing us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Bye.